Cinematography and cutscene storytelling are the strongest aspects of the game in my opinion. Mix of film camera, classical compositions and top-notch Czech voice acting can turn almost theatrical with how it cultivates thick emotional climate, and you feel like the atmosphere could be sliced. Mafia is unusual in particular manner in comparison to any other game I ever witnessed. Its unique graphical direction and LS3D engine somehow greatly elevates the connection with cutscene. Other uncanny realities like Gmod or GTA San Andreas can do that, but not in the same extent. Soundtrack is collection of classical, dramatic, tragic and emotional compositions and occasionally jazzy blues or swing of 1930s. Music has the biggest influence on cutscene intensity because these heavy, emotionally charged compositions add enormous weight to the situation. The quality isn't typical. With camera work, you can tell that a group of capable filmmakers, not just cutscene programmers, sat regularly at the table and discussed how to make the whole impression feel. Very often, I found myself getting swallowed by the cutscene. Mafia often uses clever and impressionistic framing, longer shots with slow-moving camera, wider lens, silence is weaponized and Czech dubbing is really well made. Cutscenes are entertaining, but with sharply clever dialogue and explanatory pacing, and nothing drags on too much. They feel effortless and you look forward for the next piece of the story, the next cutscene. In my honest opinion, cutscenes in Mafia are the best thing that the game has to offer. Some people might find it dated, but for me, the low poly models and uncanny stylization, mixed with music, forces my brain to fill in the gaps, and it works in very comforting manner for me. Writing and cinematography as a whole tell unusually captivating story, and collection of these cutscenes together, Mafia movie, stands very strong as piece of cinema on its own.
Rozdíl mezi těma dvěma byl ale v jejich způsobech. Slyšel jsem o Morelovi takovou jednu historku.
Omlouvám se, pane, já nevím, jak se to mohlo stát.
Ty idiote, víš, co jsi udělal?
Nechtěl jsem.
Víš, kolik stojí tohle auto?
Já jsem měl pomalu, pane Morello. Já nevím, jak se to...
Chceš snad říct, že já jsem naboural do tvého auta?
To ne, pane, já jenom... Opravdu, já jsem chtěl jsem...
Žádnej bastard mi nebude překážet v cestě.
I will intentionally skip story summary and character analysis because I believe it wouldn't serve the game justice and would be even disrespectful. It needs to be experienced in its wholeness, on your own and with your own personal interpretation. Just know that character building was very well done and your liking and attachments toward these characters will organically grow. They all are just very interesting and memorable people. What Mafia and Silent Hill 2 have in common? They both feel comforting. It's not about personal nostalgia, it's about collective nostalgia. I will explain it on Silent Hill 2 and use it as an analogy. Silent Hill is set in small town in Maine, America, but the developer team was Japanese. The whole setting and vibe comes from comforting notion and idea of an era long forgotten and idealized in popular culture, TV shows, movies and books set in rural American small towns. Meaning is not fully grounded in reality. Instead, they try to achieve that feel-good, comforting feeling of America that you get from watching, for example, Beyond Belief or Twin Peaks. It's an idealization, and this led to creation of strong safe space that you just feel good in. Now with Mafia it's the same principle, but with different idea of different era. City of Lost Heaven always felt comforting. There is quietness and laziness in the town, like it's breathing really slowly. Soundtrack does the heavy lifting, but I cannot show it here very well. Hoboken feels like Sunday morning hangover after you wake and bake. Oakwood suburbia is like consumerist flex and soccer moms. Works Quarter feels like hating your blue-collar job while being drunk but needing to carry 70 more boxes. Little Italy feels like safe peaceful town, and Central Island, Chinatown, Newark, Oak Hill, downtown I didn't really care about that much, but they still have their own charm. We can also find some strange locations, these feel kind of out of place, but it's part of their charm. I would summarize the vibe, the environment, character models, staging and everything like a place where nothing bad can ever happen, like you are safe there, even when it can seem paradoxical. I have to mention weather and color palette too. Every mission happens in genuine weather and time of the day, exclusive for the mission. For example, we have mission Happy Birthday with hazy late afternoon, and in comparison we have the Kareem with literary malicious weather. It's small but impactful addition to overall impression of each mission. The vibe is the thing that I really keep coming back for, because I cannot get enough of that dustiness, dreaminess, fireplace warmth, and like nothing bad can ever happen here. Everything is rich in style and taste, even secondary things like loading screen designs. These images have strong punch of character in them. Mafia comes from the same era like GTA 3, but whereas GTA went into more cartoonish and stylized direction, Mafia wanted to look more grounded. LS3D engine somehow reminds me of Source with its muted palette and unintentionally powerful liminal and uncanny vibes. Also the period that story happens in scratches the itch for me. I just love the slick back, period fashion, people all look put together, interiors had elegance, music was melancholic and yet honest and comforting. And even though it's just period romanticization, there is always some truth alongside the romantic illusions. The strongest aspects of the mission and gameplay is environmental art, level design and interior design. All the locations have so much character in them. Atmosphere building is just top notch and you get truly immersed in the world. Missions are actually witty and interesting to play, while first half has more simplistic gameplay, second half introduces more advanced mechanics and larger levels. Only downside is that some missions have unnecessary fluff in form of driving back and forth. This section is dedicated solely to mod LH Noire because it truly deserves its spotlight. Its story deals with themes of corruption, cover-ups, betrayal and systemic evil in suits. This modification runs with different kind of horror. Horror of being a detective who is slowly uncovering dizzying truth with no one on his side, because people from his own police unit are the ones responsible or cooperating. It stacks tension so much so that even simpering on the door can trigger terror. Level designs are clever and fun to play. There is no fluff to fill in the gaps, much less driving, and mod isn't afraid to be dirty. Everything has unusually high quality. Occasionally, we will witness stylistically disturbing scenes which remind me of Cry of Fear. Humor hits here and there, and when it does, it's truly hilarious. We also get improved pedestrian ambience, pleasantly reworked Lost Heaven, and everything forces impression that people move and live there. Custom shop signs, live-in props, ignited barrels for oboes, street markets, billboards, and so on. One thing that lovers thinks a bit is AI dubbing, but when we look at it with realistic eyes, we can admit that it's lesser evil in comparison to amateurish dubbing in other modifications. I truly recommend this mod as valid and truly well-rounded noir experience. Game also shines in small and quirky details. For example, in Mission the Priest, we escape with funeral car and then we save it in Ralph's garage. The car still has coffin in it. Few years later, man comes to Salieri bar to pick up the car with the rotting body. Or we can get drunk on ship while we obviously have a work to do. Piss in toilet at Clark's motel. Visit Procurator's personal bedroom. Fall into texture and visit Counselor's room on a ship. Meet the dog people. Listen to love-making sounds at brothel. Knock on few doors and unlock extreme ride or car collection. And alongside other questionable activities, we can even enter a cave. Also, the mission Cream La Cream, the one with malicious weather, has multiple endings. Plus, during your playthrough, you will probably come across a few scary bugs. For example, cars driving around without a driver or with dead driver. I had a dream like that when I was little and I'll never forget the horror. Mafia multiplayer is obscure and forgotten, but worth mentioning. Developers wanted to implement multiplayer for racing, but it didn't end up in the game eventually, but we got community-made multiplayer instead. It was very primitive, ridiculously bugged, only a few players online and even less servers to play on. The gameplay was similar to very early days of Samp. You could drive around, shoot players, spawn cars, change character models, and that was it. Even though you couldn't do a lot of things there, it still was multiplayer and it was in Mafia, and sometimes it's all you need.